So now we want to sensitize changes in the equity value per share as they exceed multiple changes and as well as the weighted average cost of capital changes. And also we will estimate the equity value per share as the cost of sales as a percentage of revenue changes, and we have the base case annual gross TAPA also changes. So what will be in that case here the equity value per share? So we are using sensitivity analysis in estimating here the intrinsic value per share, and since we want this to be dynamic, we will set up here those variables from our control panel tab. So for example, for the discount rate, we will make this to be dynamic so that if we want to say we want to change things around by just imputing random numbers in this cell, the sensitivity table, two-dimensional table, will update for us. So that's what we're gonna be doing here. So we want to set this to be very dynamic, so we can switch to the control panel tab, and here we have the sensitivity control. So this is how we're gonna do it. So in this case, we have here the weighted average cost of capital, which it's references to this cell here in F28. So what we want to do is every part of the model or all of the calculations that we have done in the DCF analysis is based on this cell F28. However, we want to set that to be based on this cell in W22 for the weighted average cost of capital. And we're going to be doing the same for the terminal value EBITDA multiple. We're going to be doing the same for the base case annual gross TAPA. We're going to be doing the same for cost of sales, cost of goods sold as a percentage of revenue. So let us begin with WACC. So in this case, we will have to Control X, we copy that, and then we paste it here. Control V. So by so doing, we can see that the WACC that was calculated in our WACC with the average cost of capital tab, it is reflecting here rather than reflecting here. So we can also do the same thing for the defined name. Pasting it here. As you can see, we have here the WACC. It's referencing directly to this name here. So now we can also, after doing that, we can copy that with Control C. So remember, we use Control X first, and then we can copy that with Control C and Control V and paste that here. We can also do the same thing for the input WACC by hitting F2 just to reference the cell with F4 once. And then we can use Control C and Control V. So having done that, we can do the same for the terminal value EBITDA multiple. We can do the same for the base case annual gross TAPA. We can do the same for the cost of sales as a percentage of revenue. So we will go to the terminal value EBITDA multiple. In this case, we can Control X this and paste it here for the input. So every part of this model we'll be referencing to, and then from there we can also just Control C that and paste it back here. So we have that setup in place. We can do the same for the base case annual growth stopper. In this case, we set this to be at the top. So we set this to be the base case annual growth stopper. We can Control X that, and we can copy and paste here. And then Control C. We can paste that here. Do the same thing lastly for the cost of sales. It's gonna be Control X. We copy and paste that here. So all of the models in our financial statements that we had this cost of sales calculated on, that formula is gonna be based on W25 rather than